Today we're reacting to the most common fears about moving to Orlando.
Hey everyone, welcome back. Dan and Leslie here. If you are new to the channel, we are packing up our family of 4, dog and cat, and moving to Orlando. We have already closed on our house. It's been over a month ago that we closed on our house in Windermere. We are super excited for this move. We do not move until the end of the year. So in the meantime, we are getting everything ready. We are studying the Orlando life and area. And as such, in the last, 8 months or so, we have been a part of several Facebook groups about relocating to Florida and Orlando specifically. And there are some reoccurring fears that people seem to have from moving outside of the state into, especially the Orlando area. So we are going to react to those, and I'm a little curious, you haven't seen these yet, so we're gonna see if our fears are the same as these fears.
I'm sure some of them probably are. And if you're liking our videos and you want to see more and follow along on this amazing journey that we have going on, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel.
Absolutely. Okay, first off, here we go. We are not saying anybody's names because we did not tell them that we were doing this. But the first one is really want to move to Celebration, but what's the deal with supercalifragilistically expensive HOA fees there? So is it generally crazy to pay that high of an HOA fee?
Yeah, so from what we found in all of our research, it really depended on the different area that you were in and what they offered. So Celebration is a high demand place because it was, a lot of people, especially Disney fans who want to move to Orlando area, want to be in that area because the town was designed and built originally by Disney. So.
Yeah, it really just depends on what amenities you want. So we looked like in Waterley over in Horizon West, which it was like $200 or maybe a little more for an HOA monthly fee, but they provided a lot of amenities. What we settled on was a very low comparative HOA. I think we're like $45 or $50 a month in our neighborhood right now, but all we have is a neighborhood pool. I think there may be a basketball court. We won't use any of the amenities of the neighborhood probably, but there are some really nice like green space areas that we really like. We didn't want a high HOA, so it's not something that, it's not really something that we thought too much about. We know we didn't want to use a bunch of amenities, so just figure out what you're looking for. But HOAs are a big thing. And the other thing to keep in mind are CDDs, construction development districts. So like the cost of bringing utilities and stuff, that can be an added monthly fee as well.
Absolutely.
Okay, so up next, it says, I had my heart set on moving to Orlando, but only just heard that there's a lot of sinkholes that happen in Florida. We did not know that sinkholes were a thing when we chose to move to Florida.
Hold on. So I could just be like strolling along and then just like floop.
Leslie still doesn't know that sinkholes are a thing in Florida, so they're actually pretty uncommon.
Well, that's good.
I figured it out when I was shopping for homeowners insurance, and it asked if we wanted sinkhole coverage. So there is, you can go.
Oh my gosh. I am picturing our house just chilling one day and like our house just like shoop, down into the depths of the earth. How far do these sinkholes go?
I don't know. We have sinkhole coverage. The deductible is pretty high though, it's 10%. That being said, you can go on the Florida Department of Environmental Protection and look at a sinkhole map where they've happened before. Luckily, they are not common in our area.
That's good.
But yeah, just check that out if you're worried about sinkholes and see what the activity. So what I found out is the entire state of Florida can have sinkholes. But they are fairly rare, although it would make an excellent YouTube video if...
Oh my gosh!
Just kidding.
No.
Just kidding. All right, next, moving on.
I'm picturing like the movie 2020 or The Day After Tomorrow, like when like just the earth just opens and swallows up cities.
It doesn't like fall into the earth, it like sinks a little bit.
Oh, so it's just like a foot?
Well, I mean, I'm sure some of them are just a foot.
Okay. I'm gonna go research sinkholes.
All right, next. Super weird question. I have an unhealthy fear of snakes. This is a very, very popular one.
Well, I have an unhealthy fear of snakes as well, and I can tell you that living in Oklahoma, they're not any better than they are in Florida, so...
Ironically, when the pest control people came out, they found a snake in our yard. It was a black snake. They're helpful. They're helpful. I actually like snakes. I don't usually. I mean, we used to live on land. There were plenty of snakes around. We were fine. I don't see.
Our little 10-pound dog attacked a 6-foot-long snake once at our old house and banged it back and forth.
That was frightening.
Which was a little terrifying.
So, I think it's healthy to be afraid of snakes, but not paralyzing.
I'm snake aware.
Snake aware.
I avoid them.
We are bear aware. Next, I know a lot of folks are worried about the magic fading away when you move to Orlando. Specifically, like Disney is what this person is talking about. And I can say that absolutely hasn't happened. Are we worried about magic fading?
I don't think so. I mean, I think that I think it will change for us. I'm interested to see how it changes, but I don't think it will ever go away.
I can't imagine it would, as crazy as we are about Disney.
Yeah.
You can't see it in the frame, but above us is a Disney painting above the fireplace here. So.
We already have dreams. We're shopping for the Disney paintings that we're going to buy for the new house.
Ooh. Actually, that's true. not actual paintings, but like prints.
Yes.
So okay.
Yeah.
All right. Next, right now my biggest fear of moving is the weather.
You know, this one I'm actually really excited about because where we live right now, we have tornadoes. I've lived in Oklahoma for
There are tornadoes sometimes in Florida.
I know, but they're not the Oklahoma-like tornadoes.
Yeah.
So here we get really bad tornadoes a lot of the time, and I've lived here since I was 1.5 years, so I was pretty kind of immune to it. It's kind of a joke here in Oklahoma where it's like when the tornado sirens go off, we're all standing on the front porch like looking for them, which
That's
was true, I feel like, for me up until our house actually got hit in 2016 when I was home with the boys by myself. And
wasn't a direct hit.
That's true. It wasn't a direct hit, but we did have to replace our whole roof, and it was terrifying. The sounds were very scary. So I'm actually looking forward to being prepared for a hurricane like a week in advance.
Yeah, that's fair.
So.
All right, next is I fear the 15-hour drive with 2 cats and a dog.
Yeah.
Me too.
I'm already researching that. It's like, we have 8 months before we go? Something like that? 7, 8 months?
Yeah.
Anyway, and I've already been researching how to navigate that. Our dog is 100 pounds. I do think that after a while he will lay down. It'll probably be an hour into the drive, and every time we stop, it'll be another hour before he lays back down. But the cat I'm more worried about because anytime right now that we take her anywhere, she just meows the whole time very loudly. So that could be a long 18 and a half hours.
Surely she'll calm down after a while, right?
I know.
All right, the next one is anyone terrified of those little lizard gecko things that seem to be everywhere?
I'm so excited for them.
I think they're adorable.
I think they're adorable.
I fear for their safety if they come in our screened-in back area because I'm fairly certain the cat will stalk them.
Yeah, she can catch flies.
It's impressive.
It's impressive. She's like Mr. Miyagi.
I love the little lizards. I think they're adorable.
I do too.
I keep reading about all of the extra expenses of moving to Florida, like car registrations, insect control, all of that stuff.
Yeah, we got a little welcome into that whenever we closed on the house.
Sort of. I mean, yes, there are extra expenses right now, especially because like somebody's got to mow our yard when we're not there. But at the same time, the little shoebox size yard that we have, it's super cheap. Like if I paid somebody to mow our last house's yard, it was over $100 once. This is like $90 a month for weekly maintenance. So, and
they take care of the shrubs and stuff too, which is nice.
Yes. Pest control is definitely a thing.
Yes.
We didn't pay for that here. And then the rest of it, I think, is just like homeowner normal maintenance. I'm
more concerned about our food bill going up because
we're going to be at Disney World eating all the food.
Yeah, my food bill and my waistline. So that's what I'm more concerned about.
Okay, so the next one is just here to say I'm terrified of all things, but the whole alligator thing is frightening.
Once again, I'm gator aware.
So just so you know, the state of Florida has a fairly robust nuisance alligator program. You can look this up. Like they average around 8,000 alligator trappings. I'm pretty sure they just kill them. I think so, because I was reading on there something about like if they were to relocate them, they would probably die anyway because those habitats, the alligators are already like established or whatever.
Interesting.
But yeah, if you have a nuisance alligator, which is one that is over 4 feet long and poses a threat to pets or animals or people or whatever, they'll come take care of it, is what they said.
Okay.
And then I was reading some stats, but so the state of Florida, the entire state of Florida has somewhere around 1.3 million alligators. They are in every single county. We actually saw a baby alligator on our walk in our neighborhood. Cute. It was pretty adorable.
It was not this little. It was that little from a distance.
It was in a pond. It did not like come around us or anything. We actually walked kind of like around the pond to take a picture. It was out in the middle. But there are only, with 1.3 million alligators, there are only an average of about 7 like serious bites a year in the entire state of Florida. So I feel like that's pretty good.
I think it's more like, I think every state probably has that animal that can be a problem, right? Here we have a lot of deer. I'm more terrified that I'm going to hit a deer driving down the highway because that can cause some serious damage. I've done it.
I have had a deer jump on my car from the side of the road as I was traveling and it was dark outside. It was terrifying. That is super dangerous. I'd rather know that, okay, I see the lake, there's probably an alligator in there, I'm gonna stay here.
Now, if it starts like climbing up my house or something, that's gonna be concerning. I don't know.
The alligator is gonna climb up your house? What, are you just gonna like go to the window upstairs and open it and there's gonna be an alligator looking at you?
No, I'm just saying like, like if they like try to like get in. Or like, I don't know.
We might have a problem if all the alligators come to our house and start breaking down the door. I'm picturing like Beauty and the Beast, like da 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 da. All the alligators are coming to our house, and no.
Well, that was good.
Next, I am starting to wonder if it's the right move because I'm leaving a nice home on acreage, family, and friends.
Oh, that is tough.
That's sad.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, it's not really a fear. Like, we know it's coming. That is the worst part of leaving, though.
Yeah. I do cry every once in a while.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I guess I've seen you tear up. I don't want to seem like I'm heartless, but I've come to terms with it. Like, it's sad, but...
I'm more excited about the move itself. I'm not gonna be under the assumption that when we leave, it's not gonna be tough. At least, for the first little bit, to like not be able to just call up our friends and say, hey, what are you doing this weekend? Let's get together. Or
we don't do that.
Well, we do with some of them.
We do. Well, we don't just randomly call up the...
Whatever.
Okay. I get your point. Yeah. It will be sad. Okay. And then the last one is schools. So as I look around at different neighborhoods, I'm considering these school systems. I have 2 children and I've noticed something that's weird. So if you go to like the Good School, the goodschools.org or whatever it is, the different school levels will be all over the map. So specifically Windermere, I think the high school is a 6, whereas the elementary school is a 9 out of 10. And then the middle school that Jenny's is gonna go to isn't even rated because it's relatively new. So yeah, that's a problem. but we've heard very good things about the schools that we actually we're thinking about doing a video diving into the school systems in the area in Orlando. So if you'd like to see that, if you're interested, because we're gonna do research for us anyway, but just comment below and let us know and we'll do a video on that.
Yeah. I think I take the Good Schools or whatever that place is called, that website, I take that with a grain of salt because what they measure is very interesting to get those scores. Anything from like, it's a lot of times things that the school itself doesn't have control over, maybe attendance and stuff like that. So it's that I take with a grain of salt. I really value what I hear more from people that have actually attended those schools or have kids in those schools and that kind of thing. But I do understand that fear because I did lie awake for a while in the middle of the night the other night, worried because there's this cool new like STEM academy that's opening up in our school district where we are right now, that I thought, oh my gosh, are we, taking our kids away from something that could potentially be like a really cool opportunity? So then I like dove into the curriculum guide of the schools the next day, and I feel very comfortable that they're going to have some great opportunities.
Yeah. Windermere, I was looking at it too. Windermere in particular, the high school has got this interesting new, they're trialing this new dynamic scheduling program where there's 10 periods that go from like 7:20 to 5 p.m. and you choose 7 of them so you can like set up your day differently. And then there's some really cool courses like in visual arts, because Aiden's kind of interested in film, and there's some cool stuff, and like you can get certified in like Adobe Premiere, like video editing, that kind of thing. So I think it's going to be great, but we're going to definitely dive in more and more. Obviously, we're kind of locked into the school system that we're going to, but I definitely think it would be interesting to keep learning about it. So
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I think what I'm more worried about is because things I've read on some of these Facebook posts is about making sure that you have all your ducks in a row with just getting enrolled, because Florida itself requires like the vaccine records to come from Florida. So if you don't have a Florida doctor, you have to go to like CVS or the health department to get like all of that worked out. So well, just one more thing to add to the to-do list. All right, so there you have it. Some of the most common fears of moving to Orlando. I will say I can rationalize all of them except for the sinkholes. This is a new one for me that I'm gonna have to wrap my head around. Thank you. I will be up in the middle of the night worried about falling into a hole.
So thanks so much for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel if you want more content like this. Leave us a comment down below and let us know what you'd like to see more of. So until next time.
Bye.
You're still thinking about sinkholes, aren't you?
Yeah.